It is Relic Knights week here on baseofwar.com, and we have some fantastic prizes up for grabs. 5 in total. First up, we have 4 two-player starter bundles to give away to get you and a mate into the game. These will include 2 starter factions of your choice with the rules you need to play. We then have our 5th prize, which is a bit of a special one. You will win an expanded 2-player starter bundle, again, of the factions of your choice with the rules you need to play, but on top of that, you will get to work with the design team at Ninja Division to design a brand new miniature for Relic Knights. For your chance to win, get your comments in on any of the themed content this week on Beasts of War, YouTube or Facebook. Stay tuned and enjoy the week. Hi guys, welcome to Relic Knights week here on Beasts of War. It's time for a look at the Shattered Sword. So, who are these guys?
The Shattered Sword are one of 6 orders of, well, let's just call them Space Paladins for right now, that are stretched throughout the universe, upholding the old ideals and defending the weak and doing what it is Paladins you would expect do.
Okay.
They're the goody-goodies of our universe, mostly.
Well, okay, that leaves me suspicious to start with.
Well, as in the other factions, everybody is on a bit of a mission, and the dark space is a very unnerving thing because it brings all kinds of calamity wherever it goes, and so they generally are out there looking out for the good of the universe and trying to maintain order, which is reflective, of course, of their blue Esper type.
Yeah.
And they have the arms and the equipment to do it, but they're just spread very thin.
Okay.
So think about lots of armored, elite, high-end troopers, noble of ideal, all of the protective type of energy and weapons and things to kind of keep them in the game, and really reflecting that whole paladin ideal.
Yes, that staunch defender, aspect that you would see from a paladin.
Exactly.
Fair enough. Right. Well, I have some images here. So, can you tell me who are we looking at here? What is this magnificent creation?
This monstrous thing is called the Castellan. And the Castellan is one of the largest pieces available in the collection for the Shattered Sword. It is a big mechanized armored suit. Inside of it rides one of the paladins. And like our diamondback friend over there, it's rather jet thrusty. It bounces around. It's got lots of armor and shields and amazing weapons. It's got beams built into its lance. It's a one-man party stopper, and it's meant to fight against some of the most terrible terrors of the galaxy.
Well, I mean, seeing this just makes me happy because there's nothing I love more than seeing 2 gigantic mecha just setting down for a good old punch up.
And it would be that. Both of these mechs are actually very fast. So you can imagine just flaring thrusters as they flying towards each other, wielding weapons and clashes of sparks and limbs flying off and all kinds of fun.
Right up my street.
Perfect.
Absolutely right up my street. We also have these guys who are some of the main line troopers, yeah, I would say?
Yep, these are the Paragons. And the Paragons are sort of your high-end elite Shattered Sword troopers. Paragon troopers, for the most part, are, again, they're heavily armored. They utilize shield and lance, and they seem very particular to an older style of fighting, but their weapons are tucked away, a little bit out of sight. The lances are actually effective beam weapons as well.
Oh.
And they're also zero-G troopers, so they might actually deploy from ships and go ship to ship and board.
Okay, so like this guy, they can actually be bouncing around the board, yeah?
Yep. In fact, their thrusters and their jetpacks allow them quite a bit of movement.
I'm actually wanting to show the jetpack on the back. This is a really awesome miniature. So if we lift him out the way, very delicately and gently. And so these are the guys that we're seeing on screen, yeah?
Yep.
So what am I really going to expect these to be doing on the battlefield? Just going after objectives and just being an absolute anvil for my opponent to hit themselves against?
Well, they're fast, they're heavily armored, and they have a decent ranged and close combat attack. And the extra bounding leaps that they get off of some of their charge attacks will really give you a lot of range. So for penetration, they are a massive jet thrusting ball of armor and nerves just flying across the field to get things done.
Okay.
They're small squads, so leaving them strung out and by themselves is probably not a good thing to do. But they're very effective at what they do.
Okay, very cool. Who else do we have? Because I know we have a lot of miniatures for this sitting about.
Sure, let me pull a couple more up here real quick. So in addition to our Paragon, is one of our questing knights.
Ooh.
This is Jean Ramey, and Jean Ramey is also part of the Paladin Corps. She's actually in this story arc one of the pennant bearers or one of the banner bearers, and so she has an honorific title within the organization. She's a very powerful leader. She has a lot of boosts and buffs to kind of keep the rest of her teammates going, and she's a powerful fighter as well.
A very, very beautiful sculpt as well. To actually have the miniature lifting off the ground on a pillar of smoke, not an easy sculpt to pull off. Very, very nicely done.
Well, and I give kudos to our painting team as well. They do a really great job, and I think that makes all the difference in some cases.
Yeah, definitely. So you're saying she's a questing knight.
Correct.
Does she have one of the little familiars?
She does. Her little cipher is actually in the other room. I think we might have left it there.
Sorry, guys.
She has a little lion-shaped cipher who's very, very reflective of her very noble and very courageous heart. So she's
that's cute.
A Puritan.
Who else do we have here?
Well, here's the questing knight version of our Relic Knight, who is Sebastian Cross and his cipher Rook. And Sebastian Cross is a heroic character in our story arc, and you'll read a lot about him, and at a very young age was drawn into the Paladins and had been granted his relic through his adventures, and has been sort of at the forefront of driving back both the No and the pirates, and has had a bitter animosity towards pretty much anything evil and bad that has been, plaguing the space lanes.
So this is our
quintessential good
chiseled
guy.
Chin, I am the hero.
Absolutely. His armor sparkles, his smile gleams. I mean, it's all the good stuff, right? And in doing so, he is also reflective of the character of even the most basic of mainline troops. So that's who I want to introduce next, which would be our Shattered Sword Paladins. And these are our basic troopers. Now, these basic troopers are fantastic. They're super dynamic. They're wonderfully sculpted and painted. And you can run these in squads up to 5. And they are super resilient. They have little personal fields built into the shields on the buckler on their arms. They have small personal weapons for actually ranged attacks as well as close combat attacks. And some of their battle tactics also include grouping together to sort of form versions of shield walls. So they can be used as blocking elements as well as holding elements in a game. Okay,
it's interesting that you could have something like that in this game. As we've talked about before, the movement in this game is really dynamic. To actually try and set up a shield wall sounds a little counterintuitive to me in this game because of the fact that, you can pretty much run and move everywhere. How would you set that up?
Well, line of sight is very important. All models have a size attributed to them, and you can use that for blocking cover. You can use that as a means of simply just making sure that the corridor of fire between you and a target is being blocked. Now, you don't necessarily needlessly throw away the lives of your troops to do so. They are very resilient for that reason. I wouldn't say it's their primary role, but you can certainly use them to fan out and offer that sort of protection to maybe characters that are a little bit more susceptible to ranged fire while they're trying to go after their objectives.
I see. So overall, I'm guessing this faction is going to be, we must defend our universe from all of the bad stuff that's happening?
Generally, yes. I mean, they're often their various quests and missions looking after all of these different things. But there are pieces and parts to the Order that have split feeling on how it is that they want to approach solving the issue of dark space. And some of it see it simply as a humanitarian issue that needs to be addressed and protected and taken care of. Some see it as a brand new opportunity for a crusade where they can acquire power and establish more law and expand the jurisdiction of their orders separate from their existing government, which is the UPA.
Yeah. Well, I mean, overall, the art style is beautiful for this faction. Who actually is this? Because I don't think we've seen this character yet.
This is Isabo Duran, and Isabo is one of our solo fighters in the background. She plays as a single character, and her class of character is actually from the order, the suborder within the Paladins called the Cleansers. And the Cleansers, as their name elicits, are out there actually scrubbing and removing a lot of the existing energy types that are causing problems during gameplay. So, like your ciphers, they're actually able to identify and target existing buffs, sometimes represented by little tokens, just like these guys right here on the tabletop, and remove them from play. So if you have something out there that's bothering you, degrading armor, slowing your troops down, or any status effects in the game, they're very good at removing those, in addition to having a very healthy bite in close combat.
Well, I mean, this faction, it does feel like that heavy, solid army. You're not going to have a massive amount of troops on the table, but whoever's there is going to be very good at what they're doing.
Yeah, they're going to be well led, and they're going to have great heroes.
Very, very cool. Well, guys, tell you what, are the Shattered Sword for you? Drop us a comment below. We'll see you in the next video.